Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today to share with you another Make It Monday tutorial. Today, I am going to share with you some, I guess I will call this strip paper piercing, maybe. It's really just using strips of scrap paper to create a card. So when you have a 12 by 12 paper, if you create backgrounds for your cards that are 4 and 5 1/4 inch backgrounds to fit on top of a card base, you will have 1.5 inch by 12 inch strips left. So what I've done is I've taken those 1.5 strips and created a card just by laying them down. And so how I did it was I took a piece of card. In this case, I'm using basic white, and this is the full card front. And I just decided where I wanted my paper piercing to go, or paper stripping, and then I put it so that the edge was barely on, and then I took it all the way to the end and I glued that with liquid glue. And then I cut this off, the little extra there and the little extra there. Then you can use this piece that's left on an upper piece, and you can use both sides, or you can use it the same. In this case, I used the same strip. So this was the same strip. So really, this is all about using your scraps because we have a whole bunch of them. And so depending on how you keep them and how you coordinate them, you might be able to access them very quickly. But I just went through my scraps and I looked through for the ones that were coordinated. And this is the card that I came up with for card number 1. And again, it's a basic white card base. I just did those strips of random designer series paper. This is retired because, of course, my scraps are all over the place as far as retired goes. And then all I did was I put the greeting, and this is from Friendly Foliage, that Thinking of You. I stamped it in Night of Navy, and I used the circle punches to punch it out and pop it up with Stampin' Dimensionals. And that's card number 1. Now, all of my all the measurements and all the supplies that I'm using is available in a free project download on my blog at blessedbycards.com. So you can see all the measurements and everything that I use there. So for this second one, I decided to do it a little differently. I used a Night of Navy card base, and I took a strip of Night of Navy, and that is where I put my instead of doing on the card front, I put it on a panel, and I did the same exact thing. I put the piercing paper and I just stripped it alongside, and as you can see, if you take it all the way to the edge, pretty much so it covers, then you can do the next one, and then you'll just have a little piece left for down here, so you can use one of these again for down here or up here, and you can turn them over and use both sides, or maybe you'll have all different coordinating depending on your scraps. So for this one, the only difference that I did was I left a little gap, and that's why I did it on the Night of Navy, and so that I could just leave a little gap in between my strips to give it that Night of Navy peeking through there. And then I took the petals of Beauty Flower and I stamped it with Balmy Blue and Night of Navy, and the Happy Birthday is from Charming Day, and I just stamped that on white, and this is just glued down. This is popped up with a Stampin' Dimensional, and I do recommend using liquid glue. It is a lot easier to put those strips of paper down. Okay, so then our third card, I thought I would take it just a little bit further and do it differently. I took my strips of 1.5 inch, because again, that's what you're going to have left over from your, if you use your 12 by 12 to make all card fronts at 4 1/4 by 5, you'll have these strips left over. But for this one, I decided to cut it down to be even smaller. So this is just a tiny strip, and this is the tiny strip. So I cut that 1.5 inch down just to give it a little different variety and a different look. And again, this is retired designer series paper, and I'm sure you have a ton of that as well. So this is a basic, card is petal pink, And I did the coordinating circles 2.5 and 2.25 with the white and the petal pink. And just add whatever bling you have, whatever coordinates with what you have going on with your scraps. And that is card number 3. So our final card, I did again the varying strips, and I just took those strips of designer series paper. This is current. I can't remember exactly what the name of the paper is, but I'll have it in the project download because this one is current. And then I just layered them. So I wanted the smaller, more dark ones to be a little bit tinier and have the flowers, the larger one. So that's all done. This one is all done on a basic white because I don't have anything showing through, although white showing through probably would look good as well. So play around with it, use your scraps, come up with something that works for you, and have fun creating with these cards. Now, my sentiment here is stamped in Memento Black, and that is from Love and Strength. So that is all I have for our Make It Monday today. So have fun, enjoy creating your different cards based on the scraps that you have. Join me next week for another Make It Monday, and if you stop back on Wednesday, there'll be a weekly Wednesday video. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, be blessed.